Kuvar Beach is a prominent beach village. This is one among the natural wonders where the lake, backwater river and sea meet the land. It's believed that King Marthandavarma gave the beach its name meaning a stream of flowers. Boating facilities are available here and it is the main attraction on this beach. The beach is located 30 kilometers away from Trivandrum. A stretch of swaying coconut trees line on one side of the beach and it adds to the natural beauty of the place. Vizhinjam. This tranquil seaport is a world away from the nearby hustle and bustle of the city. Situated 3 kilometers away from Kovalam, Vizhinjam became popular when an international seaport was proposed to be made here. The centuries-old fishing industry is still very much alive here today, and it is a sight to watch the fishermen hauling traditional wooden boats into the water. Another highlight of a walk through the village is its colorful mosque, which can be seen from all around the harbor.
My name's Johnny from Ireland, and I'm here in beautiful Kovalam, and the beach is beautiful. Our kids are loving to swim here.
Hi, I'm Brian. Want to talk a little bit about Kovalam. It's beautiful here, beautiful black beaches, and the people are amazing.
Accommodation facilities from as low as 700 rupees are available both in Trivandrum and Kovalam. There are numerous high-end resorts and five-star hotels that provides a wonderful stay. There are several bus services from different parts of Kerala and Tamil Nadu to Kovalam via Trivandrum. The nearest railway station, Trivandrum Central Station, is at a distance of 13 kilometers. The nearest airport is the Trivandrum International Airport at a distance of 16 kilometers.
Okay. Okay, please tell me how these beaches are different from beaches of Uganda and Nigeria. How are they different? What is what differentiates? Hamza?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have houses near the beaches?
No, most of them are temporary tents.
Okay. But in India, on the beach side, we have good buildings, good hotels, permanent hotels. Okay, what about mobile and internet connectivity on beaches? Do you have good connectivity?
Yes, there is good internet connection there.
Okay. What about cruises, shipping?
So also,
You have good. Okay, and then is it expensive? Is it costly or is it cheap to visit beaches?
honestly, ma, it is cost. Ma.
Okay, in India it is cheap. You have seen that there are people who have come with their kids. India, the concept of beach is to visit with the family, to spend time, to watch sunset, to eat local food and relax. This is what is the concept. And we have lot of global tourists, foreign tourists who come to India only to experience the Indian beach culture. So it's very safe for women. There is proper light, proper electricity, a good security guards, very well managed beach activities. So when you're writing an answer for beach in the examination, please consider the beaches of your own country. The activities will remain the same. Whether the beach is in Nigeria or it is in India, the only difference will be the type of tourism. Like you said, it is there you have temporary huts, but in India we have permanent buildings. Any other difference? Any other difference between beach tourism in Nigeria and India? And that you would like to? Yes, Bashir, anything you're not on? Yes.
There is a lot of difference between tourism of Nigeria and India, despite the fact I haven't experienced any beach tourism in Nigeria.
Hmm.
But there is a year back
What
during
is the difference?
festival. During religious festival, I once visited beaches called Tiga in northern part of our country. There is no such building,
Hmm.
even temporary.
Hmm.
We don't have it out of the beaches. So I also known that most of the beaches located in Nigeria, apart from this big ocean, which is
Hmm.
based in the southern part of Nigeria, which accompany a foreign tourist used to go there to conduct business activities and conduct some research. So that beach has some expensive building, hotel, resort, park, and many things. So apart from that beach, I don't know any beaches which is resemble to India in Nigeria. That's
Okay.
what I can.
Yes. So there is no similarity. The only difference is that you have a different ocean, we have a different ocean. So, of course, the fishes that are found in Nigeria, the marine life that is there in Nigeria, and the marine life in India are different. That is one reason. Second, the clothes Indians wear. We don't we cover our body when we go to the beach. Whereas when you look at the beaches of western part of the world, they don't wear much clothes. But India, everybody wears full clothes even when they go for beach tourism. Third, you will find lot of local people on the beaches because local people enjoy eating local food, local drinks. Coconut is very popular in India. Drinking coconut water on the banks of river or near the coastal area is one of the very important practices as far as Indian tourism is concerned. So you get food products made up of coconut and forest related items. So it is very, very different. But at night, people prefer to stay only in the hotels, and there is very less tourism activity in certain beaches of India except Goa. There is a place in India, I will write the name of that place. The name of that place is Goa. So this is one of the most important destination in India, Goa. Yes, Hamza, what is your query, please? Please share your query.
My query is, for example, if we are asked in an examination to write about beach, are we to consider ours, that is of our country, or we are to consider the Indian one?
You have to consider the Indian one because in your syllabus it is India. But since you are aware about what is beach tourism, you can first go through few videos of beaches in your country also. You will not be asked about a specific beach of India. You have to understand the concept from the point of view of your country. But yes, in the answer, if in your syllabus you have Kovalam Beach, then you must write about Kovalam Beach. So that this is important. You have to read at least half a page You can read it on Google, any Google website. If you are finding your book too difficult, just watch any video. But answer should mention few beaches of India. Name of few beaches. As I shared with you, Goa is one of the most important beaches. Will you find it difficult? Will it be difficult for you to write?
No, ma'am.
Nothing is tough. Only thing is that just watch or read on internet. Do you have you all use WhatsApp in Nigeria and Uganda? Do you have this feature of WhatsApp there, or you use YouTube? Which one you use for to watch the video?
Yes, ma'am. We used YouTube, and we used other means like Instagram, Facebook Reels,
Very
and so
good.
on, ma'am.
So if you're
Yes.
using Insta, if you're using Instagram, we call it Insta in short words, subscribe to few such updates on beaches. So when you're going through your Insta account, uh, get watch those small videos on Insta regarding tourism in India. So that will help you because when you are, do you use Facebook also? Meta?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So in Meta, on Facebook, on Insta, why don't you subscribe to or YouTube? You subscribe to channels related to India. You go ahead and follow the updates on Indian beach tourism, Indian updates on Indian railway. So you don't have to study extra. Also, when you are going through your Instagram account, you will definitely get lots and lots of small updates, and that updates you can use in your examination. So now the way to study has changed. It is not important for us to go through each and every line of the textbook, and understanding of the concept is very important for us. You are all working, some of you are doing some studies also. So link your Insta, link your YouTube, your Facebook with few topics related to Indian tourism. So you will start getting the updates. Like if you will write Kovalam Beach on Insta and you start following Kovalam Beach. So you will get an idea on that, okay, these are the activities that are performed, and you can remember them before the examination. So, this is one of the ways. For general understanding of beach tourism, you can refer to the beaches of your own country so that you have a general idea that, okay, if I'm writing the answer, in my country also I have beaches. So, there are certain things that we can take into consideration. Okay, now let me move to the next topic. The next topic is related with island. Yesterday we discussed about what is an island, but still I will share with you about island tourism. Island tourism in India, we have two islands in India. One is the Lakshadweep and the second one is Andamans and Nicobar. Any other island? Maldives was mentioned yesterday by someone in the class. Global level. Okay, now first of all, let us understand how islands are formed. This is very, very important for us. Just give me 1 minute.
In this video, we will learn how islands are formed. An island is a piece of land that is completely surrounded by water. When we say water, it can be a sea, ocean, river, and lake. If you look at an island's formation, overall there are four general ways that can explain the formation of an island. When you take a look at the islands of Hawaii, they were formed by underwater volcanoes. Volcanoes would keep erupting. As a result, land start to form underwater. This land would keep on rising as the volcano erupted. Over thousands of years, the land would go above the water, forming a seamount, and that is how an island is formed. But if you go back a little and try to understand how volcanoes occur under sea, then you will realize that when two oceanic plates collide, the heavier plate subducts under the lighter one, and it leads to the formation of volcanic islands. So even tectonic activity plays a role in island formation. The third way by which an island is formed is through deposits of sand that came from erosion. When rivers flow, sand and other debris are picked up by the river current, which is called erosion. These sediments get deposited in certain areas. Over time, this creates a landmass, which is nothing but an island. And then finally, islands can also be man-made. The country of Qatar, which is an island itself, has made islands in many shapes, and humans are living on it. Another one is the famous Palm Jumeirah. It is an artificial island in Dubai, which is made in the shape of a palm tree. In India, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are of volcanic origin. Similarly, Lakshadweep Island, although it is called a coral island, but corals accumulated around the volcanic top or a seamount. With time, these seamounts sank in the Arabian Sea, and today all you see is coral reefs, atoll, beach, etc. So, Lakshadweep Islands are also of volcanic origin, but at the same time, they are also coral islands.
So in our course, in our syllabus, we have to study Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep Island is a set of small islands. The total number of islands are 36. They are away from India. They are not joined by India. They are of volcanic nature, and they're very, very beautiful. But again, you have lot of tribes in the Lakshadweep Islands. So in your country, have you ever, do you have any islands near your country? What are the problems people of island might face? Now imagine, instead of living in an urban city where you are sitting, you are living right now, if you start living in an island which is surrounded by water from all sides, then what are the problems you might face? What are the problems?
What is the name of the island? You say now, like
Lakshadweep.
it is Lucky or what?
It's,
Can you
it
write
is
it on
known
the?
as Lakshadweep in India. The name of that island is Deep in India means island. So it was a Lakshadweep. This is what is the name of the island. But what are the problems a person may face when he or she is in an island? What kind of challenges are there for life? Would you like to live in an island or no? First of all, please tell me. You'd like to live there or you would like to visit there? What would you like to do? Bashir, you're on mute. You're on mute.
My uh, my island itself, is it artificial or natural one? It seems like it just kind of rock where there is a building on the top. So I think it is pretty difficult for men to build on the top of water. But the island we have just watched, it is in the middle of the water. So it amused me really, and a little bit confusing. So how could the men build something on the top of the water? It seems like it is a rock that go up from the root, and
You are right. It is very difficult. Because if you are surrounded, if the place where you live is surrounded by water from all sides, then only you can use ships. You can only use big ships to give food to the tribals, because tribals. And what about electricity? What about power, medicine, clean water? So this is some of the problems if we want to develop tourism on the island. Then if we want to develop that, then we should have very good internet facilities. We should have very good roads, then clean, hygienic food, clean water, waste disposal systems. So, good roads. So, in Lakshadweep Island in India, with the help of ships and with the help of big, support system by the government, then by through flight, through helicopters, through airways, and through waterways, we have developed this like a mini city. But it is very expensive. It is not easy to experience an island. This trip is a costly trip. It's very costly to visit Lakshadweep in India because the cost is so high. I will share with you about Lakshadweep and then we can have a discussion on this. Just give me 1 minute. Just one.
Brushing twice a day.
Maybe it's not your brushing, it's your brush. Switch to Oral-B Electric. It has a rounded brush head to remove up to 100% more plaque and helps prevent cavities.
Wow, so clean.
Extend the warranty on your teeth. Switch to Oral-B Electric.
So in India, in Ireland also we have an airport. We have good roads. It is well connected by small ships. People are very friendly. They speak English, but foreign travelers are allowed only in 3 or 4 islands only. So it's a group of 1,000 islands, which is now further subdivided into smaller categories. But visitors can be there only for they're permitted, or foreign travelers are permitted only at 3 places, 3 islands only. So, what happened? Where are our other group mates? Where are they? Okay. So, any questions on islands? Anything that you would like to ask? Island tourism is difficult. It is different from beach tourism because in island, the things are very expensive. Island is surrounded by water from all sides. So, yes, please. Any observations from your side?
Yes, ma'am. As we are talking about tourism,
Yeah.
so I have never been to a beach.
Okay.
I have been listening to you asking about who have ever visited a beach. I've never been to there, but I wanted to go there. And actually, about the island,
Hmm.
uh, I'm somehow afraid to visit islands.
Why are you afraid? Tell me. Yes. Yes.
I'm afraid because I heard some terrible stories about that. Very tragic if it happened before. That some islands are even lost in this world. Maybe because they are very small in the middle of ocean or something like that. I don't know whether this is real or not, ma'am. Uh, I would like to hear the reality from you, ma'am. This is my question.
Yes. Very good question. May I know how should I pronounce your name? You are
Ma'am, I am officially Awal Yusuf Aliyu, but this is my upnaam hai, Awal Konami.
do you know Hindi also?
Yes, ma'am, I speak Hindi. Yes, I speak Hindi, ma'am.
You're from which country?
Nigeria, ma'am.
So how you learned Hindi?
I learned Hindi since I was in my secondary school. I'm now 33 years old. So when I was 16 years old of my age, I began learning Hindi language. It is not only Hindi that I speak. It is what inclined me towards learning. I mean, tourism. Actually, I speak Hindi, Arabic, Chinese, Italian. My mother tongue is Hausa, and I speak Urdu also. I speak some other languages, and including with Hindi, I write with the Devanagari writing system, and with the Korean, I write with Hangul, and with Chinese, I write with characters. Uh, in Arabic, I write with Arabic letters, just like that, man.
So you are a very gifted, God gifted person. Not
No, ma'am.
everyone, not
We are
every.
just trying, following your back, ma'am.
Oh,
Uh,
no, no. You are
yes,
you.
आपकी आपकी उंगलियां पकड़ के हम चलते हैं.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. It's a pleasure to be connected with such a good
And
group.
also it might be possible among my friends they speak different languages including Hindi language because here in Nigeria we spent much time learning Hindi language due to the cause of so much movies we watch of Indian movies here. Even our government in the TV, they play that one, which is in every house. Recently, some years before. Yes, babe.
Interesting. So I will call you Konami. Will that be fine if I call you?
Yes, yes. It's okay, ma'am. It's okay.
Okay. See, please, if you are familiar with Hindi language or if you're familiar with Indian movies, that is a very good point for you. Because all the Hindi movies, if you look at those movies which are uh, produced within India, then they show you some places of India also. So if you watched a movie and you know about any such place, you can write that place also in your answer. Second, yes, tragic incidents, you're very right, because of certain limitations of these places. First of all, you have lot of wildlife in this area. So, and even we cannot regulate a wildlife. You know, if it is a forest or if it is a reserve which is near a city, still you can have some fencing. But for a island or for a beach related activity, no such fencing is possible. Second, we cannot deploy huge forces of police and coast guard. It is very expensive. So local people, you are local in Nigeria, so you know what kind of an arms and ammunition may be useful to in case of any security threat of local animals. So similarly, as a tourist, if I am visiting an island and I'm involved in any adventure sports activity, there is a security risk, there is a risk of my life. And another point is that we don't have so many hospitals and medical practitioners also there. So that is why the government has restricted कि तीन ही islands है, only three islands में ही tourist will be permitted, because rest of the islands are inhabited by tribes. And you have seen tribal culture. You know that tribes love their own people and they don't want to mix up with urban life. They feel very uncomfortable. Each tribe has its own customs, their own marriages, and their own food and rituals. So they don't want outsiders to come to their place and do some tourism related activities. So they don't welcome because of the cultural reasons also. So that is why government of India is also not very much keen in disturbing the tribes, the ecology of that particular place, the environment, as well as the cost of transportation of oil and basic commodities is very high in Lakshadweep. So these are some of the challenges in developing island tourism, especially the nature-based island tourism activities. As we watched in the video, if in Dubai we have a man-made island, that is different. That is, you have spent a lot of money because you know that you will get the return of that money due to the tourism activity. But for a nature-based island, it is not recommended, and it is always recommended to go for a group tour only. No solo traveler should be permitted, because solo traveler, if they fall sick or if they meet with an accident, who's going to take care of that? So GIT, group inclusive travel, is most preferred. That is one point. And secondly, we have some restricted number of travelers, maybe 2000 per day, 5000 per day, depending upon the type of activity. So, this is a case study. In this subject of tourism, we are not studying all the beaches of India. We are not studying the other islands, which are Andaman and Nicobar. We have just taken the case study of one island, that is Lakshadweep, and one beach, Kovalam. But when you will subscribe to Insta, you will find more examples of beaches in India. So, that also you can write in your answer. But it's a difficult form of tourism. It's a specialized form of tourism. That is what we can say. Not everybody will opt for it. So you're scared. I agree. I respect your decision because it is not everybody's area. And one should not also enter into such areas unless and until they are physically fit and mentally strong to carry out such kind of an activity. So it was a great, query, and I really enjoyed responding to your query. Uh, I mean, you didn't join our classes. This is your first class that you have joined.
No, ma'am. I regularly join the classes, but
Yeah.
I sometimes
Mhm.
become late. But I'm always there, ma'am.
Okay.
I really try, yes, to
Okay.
join.
So any
Excellent.
other very nice. Whether you are late or you are early, you keep coming. No problem from my side. Even if 15 minutes are left, but you want to attend the class, you come and you attend the class. That will be
Okay,
really good for us because more people we have, more batchmates, then the participation is really, really good. So,
exactly.
isn't it? So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
your view about Indian tourism, because since you have read about Hindi and all, anything that you would like to share with us about Indian tourism?
Uh, so, ma'am, actually, I found myself. I have never been to any other country in this world except India. So, in India, going from Nigeria to India is one of a tourism experience that I have ever felt or found. Exactly. So when I came to India, I I live in Agra. In Agra, there are many scene spots, tourist spots like Mathura, Taj Mahal, like
Fatehpur
I think
Sikri.
yeah, Fatehpur Sikri. Yes, I went there also.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, so Gurudwara,
Very
so
good.
many, so many other places I attended, and I see how big monuments are there, and I see how people culture around the places. I see how they they organize and prepare for the tourists who came to watch those things. And actually, I lived, I went to India for the purpose of reading Hindi language for 1 year in Agra, Kendriya Hindi Sansthan.
Oh,
Yes, and I was fortunate to be selected among about 200 students, international students, some from Asia, from China in 2019 to 20. From China, six girls came from there, and from Mongolia, I met two girls, and from Japan,
oh,
Korea,
okay.
many places from Asia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, so many places. I met people there, and we spent whole 1 year. And also from Africa, people from Egypt, from Morocco, from
Okay.
Chad, Cameroon, and only me from Nigeria. I'm the first person who visited there to represent Nigeria for learning Hindi language. It is Indian government who took my sponsorship, who gave me scholarship to there. So when I was chosen to to go to Arunachal Pradesh,
Oh,
I went to Arunachal Pradesh. Actually, I know from Agra to Arunachal Pradesh in train, it will be around 47 hours, 2 days without 1 hour, except in 1 hour. So, fortunately, the government of India uh, took my responsibility to travel for 2 hours and 50 minutes in the flight from Delhi airport to the Guwahati.
Guwahati.
Then
Yes.
from Guwahati to Assam in a taxi, from from Assam to Arunachal Pradesh in a train, and we began going in the train. I think from 9 o'clock in the night up to 4 o'clock in the down morning. So early morning, then we went to Arunachal Pradesh. I gave a speech uh, on It was Tridivasya. I mean, it is I mean a conference, World
Okay.
Hindi Conference, ninth, held in the Arunachal Pradesh, Rajiv Gandhi University. So I give my speech, and we stayed there for 3 days in Hindi language, talking about Mahatma Gandhi when he related to South Africa. So that's what happened. So in our way from Agra to
To
Guwahati,
Arunachal, okay.
yes,
So
in the
it's so
flight,
beautiful. Arunachal Pradesh is also very beautiful.
very
Guwahati is
beautiful,
also
very
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 beautiful.
beautiful. One thing I want to talk about that is I saw the Everest from Delhi airport to the Guwahati. When we were in the flights, the pilot came out and said, so you can just watch out through the window.
Huh.
You will see Everest in 2 minutes. Then it was very big. Actually, we are over the clouds,
Yes.
but the Everest came out, came out spark, and very long. Even I couldn't see the limit of that
Oh,
huge
interesting.
Everest actually. So it was very very amazing, very fantastic. I really experienced it, so much things, but this is one of the big, very very big. I mean, fossil that I really appreciated watching.
So you can help us whenever we are discussing. That's so interesting. See, we got a response in the chat box also from Hamza. Wow. So you can always contribute in the discussion because you have a feel of Indian culture. You have participated, you have traveled widely from northern India to eastern India. So we have Guwahati also as one of our case studies as far as pilgrimage tourism is concerned. We will also discuss about Hindu Muslim unity in this class. We will also discuss about some temples of India. So if you have read about it or if you have experienced any such attraction, you can always share for the benefit of everyone, and
Okay, ma'am.
we will love to listen to you, and we can also understand your perspective both from the Nigerian point of view and Indian point of view. So what we have understood so far in our discussion is that India is rich in its natural resources. Like if you go towards northeast, you will find a lot of wildlife there, good trees. And on the other hand, the city of Agra is one of the most polluted cities also. You will find a lot of congestion in that area, some noise related issues. Noise pollution is also high. Air pollution is also high because the population is increasing in India. But despite the fact, food is something which everybody enjoys in India. You must have experienced different types of cuisines in India. It is not one food, it's different food. Like Agra is famous for petha, Agra is famous for its namkeen or its biscuits. So we have regional variations in the food also. North India, different food. Guwahati, different food. Arunachal, different food. Seasonal variations also. Agra is very hot during summer, but northeastern part of India has a moderate climate. More rainfall is there in Arunachal compared to Agra. So it's so much of diversity that one experiences. So similarly, if you look at the Indian map, you will find that the coastal states are different in India and the Himalayan region is different. When you had watched and you were near the Everest, the experience is completely different because it's an Himalayan region. It is always having a lot of snow, clouded mountains there. So in such a situation, it is the 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 instructions to the tourist is very different. You might be carrying some warm clothes when you are going to Arunachal, but you will use warm clothes only in winters in Agra. So for every destination, there are such specific set of regulations and instructions. that we have to give to the tourists. So it is not uniform climate. It's not the same climate everywhere. Seasons change, climate change, dress styles change, but some aspects of Indian culture remain as it is. So what we have discussed right now is we have discussed about two places, two destinations in India which are of immense importance. One was Lakshadweep and the second one was Kovalam. Now, after this, I will take we will move to the next chapter. I will show you that chapter so that you will have an idea about what we are studying. And so I will just give me 1 minute, please. This was the chapter that we had studied. So we had studied about beach and island resorts, and under beach, our case study is on Kovalam, and for the islands, we have Lakshadweep. In India, we have only two islands. One is the Lakshadweep Islands. Lakshadweep Island is a series of 1,000 islands. Laksha means thousand, and Dweep means an island. But abhi 1,000 islands are not there. A very limited number of them are there because of the natural erosion and the changes in the Earth's surface, on the Earth's surface. Then beaches. Now, when you are studying this unit, when you are going through this chapter, you can always refer to, just a minute, please. You can always refer to some of the points which are there in the, not not pilgrimage, just beaches. 70. Just give me 1 minute. Have you downloaded your study material? Do you have the study material with you?
Yes, we have them, ma'am.
Okay. So, sorry.
Not everyone uploaded the study material.
But it look like some of them are not similar with the one you are sharing with us.
So, which one do you have? Can you share? Is it possible for you to share your study material? Any one of you? Okay, tomorrow you download your study material and share in the class wherever you find that there is a difference. So, this is Kovalam. So, under Kovalam, what are we supposed to study? We have to understand what is the concept of beach and island tourism. As we have discussed, beach and island tourism is a specified activity. It is related with water. This kind of a tourism is good for the local employment. This helps in attracting tourists from different parts of the world. It brings good income and money to the localites. And in the on the beaches and islands, you have resorts rather than hotels. So that is again an important point as far as the beaches and islands are concerned. After that, you can learn some of the attractions of these beaches and islands, not all of them. Some of them you can learn. Just give me a minute. So you can discuss what is a resort, because resort is something that you can write. Resort is separate from the beaches. They are near the beaches. Resorts are different from the hotels because hotels are generally in the urban areas, but resorts are on the natural areas. And resorts offer you a number of facilities. You can write about resort. Then about what is beach tourism. Beaches, as I discussed with you, beaches should have good quality of water. Beaches should have high quality of sand. They should be able to accommodate large number of tourists. They should have good safety measures around there, and there we should have very good people. Trained staff is important for the beach tourism. Rural setting is important because if you're going to make the beaches very much urban, that is going to create another set of problem. And then the overall scenic beauty is very essential, much essential for the growth of beach tourism. So these are some of the points related to beach tourism. Then we have island tourism, and now in island tourism it is very much essential that the geography of the place should be such that islands can be accessible. We can move to the island, we can take the tourist to the island. Otherwise there are thousands of islands in the world. Not every island can be developed for the point of view of tourism, so that is important. Secondly, the tribals in the island should be very much friendly with the tourist. So when they are friendly with the tourists, then only this can work. And then development of good accommodation, good food, dance shows, entertainment, all this is very much important whenever you are developing island tourism in your country. So all this is important for the island tourism. And then in this we have this Kovalam beach. Now you cannot remember everything about Kovalam. Remember few points, that this beach was a fishing village once upon a time. This beach is a beach which is in the state of Kerala. This is one of the cleanest beaches and one of the most popular beaches among tourists in India. Then after that, there are some attractions. And don't if you get confused, don't learn the attractions. Just write about it. That there are some good tourist information centers, banks of the government of India are also there. So this is sufficient for you. And then Lakshadweep Island is again on the Arabian Sea. Please, you can remember only any two attractions. It is not possible for you to remember all the attractions. You can remember any two, for example, Kavarati or Minekoi, if you think it is easy for you to remember. Otherwise, you can write a general answer about island tourism. That island tourism is a very difficult form of tourism because island face problems related to accessibility, electricity, basic infrastructure, water supply, transport and communication. Accommodation is generally hut, and the food is not vegetarian food. We get a lot of spicy food on island tourism because people grow spices there. Then we have vegetables, chicken, mutton. All these are the popular type of food items whenever we move for and go ahead for island tourism. And we have ships only who are regularly there for island tourism as far as the uh, business of island tourism is concerned. So, any questions that you have, please let me know on island tourism or beach tourism. Is it clear? The concept is clear to everyone? Any observations? You can write the answer. It is not at all tough. I don't think so. It is tough. Anubal Yusuf, Anubal Yusuf, either you mute yourself.
Hamza, taka haka tsakanin mu? Hello?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now let me move to the next topic. Any queries from your side? Now, do you have hill stations in your country? Mountains in your country?
Yes, ma'am. We have hill station where we use people used to go for excursion from schools, especially here in Kano and other places around Kano. People used to go there and meet some cultural people which are very conservative there, and Uh, they have different, I mean, kind of culture and traditions. So we have that, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So, what are the challenges? Like, what are the challenges in terms of like you visited Arunachal, it's a hill station. Now, those of us who are not aware about English language, who are coming to India for the first time, what is your guideline? What is your advice to them for visiting hills of India?
So actually, visiting hills in India is very interesting, and you will see the nature that have never been met in Nigeria. Actually, different things will be seen by you. Uh, Actually, like me, when I reached Arunachal Pradesh, before I get in the gate of Rajiv Gandhi University, there is one road which is going around one hill.
Yes.
I was so scared actually when we were going. It was around 4:30 in the dawn in the morning. So, and the driver is carrying us in a bus. You know, bus is very big and large. So actually, uh, we are going somewhere. If you went there before we take another corner, so the driver has to reverse, then go forward and take the right corner. If not, uh, very scary, but so interesting actually. And the drivers are very well and familiar with that things. And uh, I don't think in reports uh, you will hear severally accident there. No, 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 no. They are so amazing, the drivers themselves. So
Thank
that kind of hills, you are going just like that, and sometimes your motor will be slanting. Guy, it's very very difficult actually for someone to see it for the first time. And also, one more thing,
you.
we went to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is also a place where you can see that station of rocks. One of us was cut by a monkey. There
Oh,
are several monkey there, actually.
yes.
So
Indians
and
worship
also
monkeys, so they don't disturb monkeys. Yes.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
and also when around the mountain hills, sometimes we got river, very big river that uh, cause the place become very colder. So uh, someone
Yes.
someone to go there has to put warm clothes actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Very nice. And since you have already experienced, I will just show you everyone, I'll share one video of Darjeeling because what he's trying to tell your batchmate, Konami, is he's trying to help you out to understand that hill station is not just a mountain related station. Uh, there are so many roads inbuilt in the hill stations of India that it is very scary and it is very risky at certain points because see these hill stations, they are the places where we grow tea in India. So when we grow tea, okay, when we grow tea in that places, so they're slopy mountains. We have hill stations on the eastern part of India and we have hill stations in southern India. For example, in Uti and in Nilgiri Hills, we have one Deccan Plateau in the southern part of India, which is full of biodiversity. It is one of the richest biodiversity zones of India. So hill stations are again we have a wide variety of hill stations. But what our friend is trying to tell us is about hill stations of eastern India. So I will share a video of Darjeeling. It is there in your post. So just give me 1 minute.
Whether you're looking for a new job or you
So this was a video by the Gorkhaland Territorial Administration Department of Tourism, Darjeeling, and this indicates that hill stations have a different set of development. See, I'll just take you back to history of India. In India, we had British rule for 200 years. And you know that people who are from UK, they cannot feel good in the summer climate because London is always cold. So when they came to India and they settled in India for 200 years, they needed those places which were very cold, because in at that time in 1900 we never had air conditioners or very good cold storages. So when they started, India was a colony of the Britishers for 200 years. So it was the Britishers who developed the hill stations of India, because it was extreme summer in Agra or in New Delhi or in other parts of northern India, and they've had British troops in India, then British viceroys in India, British officers' families were stationed in India from London. So those families were not very happy with the monsoon type of climate that India has, with the hot climate. The month of May, June, and July are very hot in India. So what they did was that they took their families to the hill stations of India, and that is how the hill stations developed with the support of the Britishers. The Britishers also came up with good road structure. There is always a viceroy's lodge on every hill station of northern India, and you have good electricity and good water arrangements, because it was essential for the people of United Kingdom to live on the hill stations, and that is why we have Shimla, Darjeeling, Mount Abu, and Ooty. These are the four places which are mentioned in your book. You can I will show you more about it, but what are the, from the examination point of view, when we look at the hill stations of India, we have to understand that these hill stations of India are divided into two categories from the exam point of view. And the two categories are, one is the Himalayas hill stations, and the second is the non Himalayan hill resorts. So there are some hill stations which are on the northern side of India, a side which is towards China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. So where you have Mount Everest and northern eastern India, there are examples and case studies of the Himalayan region. And on the other hand, we have the non-Himalayan hill stations. Now, there is a word which is mentioned here: pull factors in hill tourism. So, what are the factors that attract a tourist to visit a hill station? Is the pull factor. What pulls you? For example, you are in India and you have 3 days of holiday, and instead of going to a beach, you would like to visit a hill station. So what are the pull factors? What are the factors which are important as far as the hill stations are concerned? So the pull factors are these five factors. First is the geographical location of the hill station. Is it a Himalayan hill station or a non-Himalayan hill station? Then is it easy to reach that hill station? So second one is accessibility. Third one is the availability of services. Fourth is information. And fifth is political and social, good, congenial, happy political and social environment. So these are the pull factors. These are the factors which pull us. Yes, we must, which attract us, that we must visit the hill stations. So first is geography. Now, why do we visit? We visit hill stations for lakes, rivers, rock formations, high altitude peaks, trekking routes. So aesthetic beauty of the hill station. So we visit these hill stations for this reason. Accessibility, air travel, long train or bus journeys are not very comfortable, as your friend has shared. It's very scary also, and it's very time consuming. So we want to go to a hill station which is near to an urban area, where a lot of money is not wasted in visiting the hill station. Then the services, we look forward to basic requirements of hotels, lodges, eating places, cleanliness. All these are the points related with services. So now, if we are going to the hill station, of course, we should respect the local environment. We should not unnecessarily throw waste. We should also not disturb the aquatic life there, or the marine life, or the wildlife at that particular pond, or a place. So this is what is important. Now in this chapter, there are few hill stations, the Himalayan hill stations. So one is Manali. I request you to watch a video on your own on Manali. And if you have any doubts, Manali is a North Indian hill station, which is around a few miles away from around, it's there on your LMS. Okay, so you can read about Manali. Then after Manali, we have this one Darjeeling, which I have shown you. Darjeeling is a hill station in the northeastern part of India. This has got a lot of tea gardens, coffee gardens. No, I'm not seeing group WhatsApp. Uh, this you can decide because I'm not on the WhatsApp group.
No, mom, please, we are not taking tip.
Okay. Then we have one more hill station, which is Mount Abu, and the last one is Ooty. So please watch the videos about Mount Abu, Ooty, Manali on your own, and then you can ask me few questions about it. Because see, we have very limited number of classes. The objective of these classes is to help you understand the LMS, like what is there in the book, what should I study to score very good marks, and how can I get a high score in my degree. So in this answer for health tourism in India, you have to write the factors that attract the hills to a visitor. The factors are, of course, a natural environment, second, accessibility, third, the cost that is involved while traveling to a hill station, then the local food, the local practices, and the cuisines associated with the hill station, and as well as the safety and security of the visitors. So this is in nutshell your topic on hill tourism in India. Any observations from your side? Are you comfortable with this topic? Please let me know. Yes, please.
Yes, mom, we are comfortable. We are very comfortable. We
Ah,
are.
thank you. You're enjoying your class? Huh? Okay, thank you so much. Now, let me again take you to another interesting topic, which I think every one of you would like to uh, love to really study, is about national parks. Do you have national parks? Yes, we have discussed this topic earlier also, because in our earlier presentations, we had discussed about uh, nature based tourism activities and the role of a wildlife tourist. So, have you ever heard this word Jim Corbett? Have you ever heard about this word Jim Corbett and Gear? No one has heard? Okay. So now I will again give you the background of these national parks. As I shared with you that for 200 years, the Britishers were in India. So the Britishers helped in the growth and development of hill stations in India. Similarly, the Englishman, Jim Corbett was an Englishman, and he visited a geographical area, a place which was rich in biodiversity. This place is around 250 kilometers miles away from New Delhi. And therefore, since he is responsible for the growth and development of this park, we call this park as a Jim Corbett Wildlife Park. There are a lot of there are number of national parks in India. It's not just one national park, but there are a number of national parks in India. National parks means an area which is promoted, preserved, conserved, and developed by Government of India. So we define a geographical zone, a geographical area, and that geographical area is designated as a national park by the Government of India. So once it is designated by the government, then there is a fencing around the park. Most of it is fenced. Second, it is based on some projects. For example, we have a project in India which is known as Project Tiger. Now, in this Project Tiger, see, uh, it's on the foothills of the Shivalik ranges. If you don't remember Shivalik ranges, it is on the foothills of some ranges. You can ride, and then nature-wise, it is very good. And more than 40,000 people visit Corbett every year. Since an Englishman, Mr. Corbett, was involved in the planning and in the management and identification of the biodiversity of this region. That is why Jim Corbett is named after this person. And Gir. Now, Gir is so Jim Corbett. You can watch any video of Jim Corbett on YouTube. You will get an idea. Jim Corbett is for tigers, whereas Gir is for Asiatic lions. Do you get Asiatic lions in your country? In any part of your continent, do you have Asiatic lions? Yes, please. Where do
Actually, we don't know, ma'am.
No, you have lions. We internationally. Uh, okay, what kind of a wildlife is there in your country? What kind of wildlife is there? You have lions, you have tigers, you have what kind of variety of? Yes, please. Any observations?
Ma'am, I don't understand what you are talking about. Tigers, what is tigers, man?
Okay, what kind of an animal life you have? What kind of an animal diversity you have in your country?
Okay, okay. Here we have African tigers, we have elephant, especially in South Africa. We have different kind of monkeys, uh, and these are wild animals, but so and also we have domestic ones. Are they needed?
Okay. Now I will share the difference between gir and just having 2 minutes. Not a very
We welcome you to the Gir National Park. We welcome you to the last home of the majestic Asiatic lion. This park can take legitimate pride in saving an endangered species, which was at the threshold of extinction in the start of the 21st century, by providing it a more secured environment. In Gir, you touch the history of India before humanity itself. Before monuments, temples, mosques and palaces. Experience being with these magnificent creatures in their last known natural habitat. Experience being around the king of the jungle.
So this is the official video of the state. So what you have to remember that Jim Corbett is under Project Tiger in India, which is a initiative of the Indian government to conserve the biodiversity and tiger population of India. Whereas Whereas the second one, that is Gir, is related with Asiatic lion. Asiatic lions, the natural habitat is there. Gir is situated in Gujarat. Both these national parks, Jim Corbett and Gir National Park, get funding from international agencies also because they are very important for ecological conservation. There are a lot of rules and regulations that are applicable to the park in terms of the visiting hours, the noise free vehicles, pollution free vehicles, waste disposal. Both the parks are closed for 4 months in the year due to heavy rainfall. In Jim Corbett, you do have some accommodation where people stay, but in the case of Gir, there is very limited accommodation. In Jim Corbett, we have some nature based accommodation where less noise is permitted, and it is all in green color so that even when the wild animals they move from one place to another, they don't understand that it is a artificial structure. So that is why it is made up of with eco friendly material. So there are number of national parks in India. It is not just that we have two national parks. We have more than 25 national parks in India. We have national parks in Northeast also. We have national parks in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and other parts of the country. But for your study, for your curriculum and syllabus, only these two national parks are there. One is the Jim Corbett National Park, and the second one is the Gir National Park. So you have national parks in your country. So you understand that this kind of a tourism is again very popular form of tourism among youngsters because you walk a lot when you move from one place to another. Lot of stamina, physical stamina is required. Then you don't have any adventure sports activities also in these parks because adventure tourism is not permitted. And the last part is that these parks are completely regulated by the government authorities. It's the government without government rules, with the timing of the park, the season when they are closed, the number of visitors in the park. All this is monitored by the concerned state government and the central government of the country. So I think if you get a question on national parks, you can write very good answer because you have seen national parks in your own country also. Is it okay with every one of you? This topic of national parks? Are you fine with this topic? Can I have your feedback, please?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely fantastic, and we love it. I have ever visited, I think, one national park. It is in Abuja, Jabi Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
was very nice, and
Okay.
I really appreciate it. But we don't have that kind of wild animals, something like that, because it is uh, in the middle of city of our capital city. Yes.
Okay. But in India, we don't have any national park in the middle of the city. We have all the national parks away from the city area. The cities are developed in such a manner because one point is that we have a huge area under national park. It's so every state has its own national park. There are bird sanctuaries also, and there are certain projects like Project Elephant, Project Crocodile, Project Tiger. So, depending upon the geographical location and the area, different projects are also initiated by the government. So, this was about national parks. Now, after this, I have completed now 4 blocks with you. Your classes are for 8 days, 6, 7 days. So, 5, 6, 7 days, your classes are there, and you have 8 chapters, 8 books which are there on the LMS. So I've already completed first 4 books with you. The
Je-
first 4 chapters with you. That is from 1 to 16.
हेलो हेलो सर नहीं संदीप नहीं है He's not around here.
Very good.
So I have already completed the first 15 chapters with you, 16 chapters with you. Total, we have 32 chapters. So in the
Yes.
next 2 3 days, whatever, whenever we are having the classes, I will try.
First continue.
Can you mute yourself, please? If you
Hello, ma'am. I was trying to contribute with other things. Here also we have that national parks. We have Gashaka Gumati National Park, and we have Yankari Game Reserve, and we have Okomu National Park, Kamuku National Park, and
very
many
good.
others, around
Okay.
over 10. Yes,
Very
but
good.
it is also in the not in the city actually.
Okay. Very
Yes.
good. So you can relate with beach tourism because you have a good coastline in your country. So you can write easily about beach tourism. You can write very good answer on hill tourism also. You can write very nicely about national parks because you have national parks in your country. So these are all places which are monitored and controlled by the international agencies. So the rules and regulations may be little different, but they're almost uniform as far as tourism is concerned. That the tourists should not disturb, they should not create problems, and they should not spoil the habitat of that area. So all these are very scoring topics for you, very scoring areas where you can do very well in the examination. So I hope that the first 16 chapters are okay with you. And the chapter that now I have to teach, I need some support from your side also because this chapter is slightly uh, difficult. I may not say difficult, but in for understanding this chapter, you have to have an idea about Indian culture. Now, have you ever heard about this word? What is your interpretation of this word pilgrimage? What is a pilgrimage? Any idea?
Yes, ma'am. We have two types of meaning. When we said pilgrimage
Hmm.
in Islamic Sharia,
Hmm.
meaning in Islamic law, we mean traveling from wherever you are to the Kaaba in Mecca. Yes, that is pilgrimage.
Okay.
And also, in the language, in terms of language, literally we mean going from somewhere to somewhere on distant base travel. That is pilgrimage, from my understanding.
Very nice. So it's a
Mm.
holy journey. Is that so? Journey to a holy
Yes, yes,
place?
exactly.
Okay. So any holy place other than the sacred Kaaba or Medina you are aware of? Any holy place in your country?
Uh,
Any church or mosque which is very famous?
no, I don't think so, ma'am. Actually, I don't think so.
Okay. Now I will try in my best in the forthcoming classes in the next class to help you to understand because little but a brief knowledge of a slight knowledge of Hinduism is required in this. Has anybody read about Hindu religion? Any idea about Hindu religion, about Islam? You have to tell me in the next class because you all follow Islam and Christianity. So I will take up the case studies related to the pilgrimage. Now, what is the link between holy journey and tourism? What is the link? How are they connected?
Uh, can I say something, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Actually, I think the link between them is uh, each one of them. is different, but they are connected in sense of holy travel is on a purpose of a religious rite, I think, or based on creed, something like that. But also, it has that big benefit of a kind experience because it comes on chance, and also the tourism is about refreshment, amusing, having fun, to I mean to have a pleasure, and also the very important part is experience, knowledge which will be acquired. So they are correlating actually and convergent.
Yes. See, if you look any religion of the world, whether you are a follower of Islam or Christianity or Hinduism, every religion has few places mentioned in their religious books, and those places are considered to be sacred or holy to visit. Now, in India, a very interesting study is there that we all our religious places in India are on the banks of on the banks of rivers, on the hilltop of mountains, in jungles, because in India the religion that we practice, we worship nature. So you will find that lot of Indian temples on the coastal banks. You will find places of uh, uh, you know religious importance, such as churches of Goa, which is a again a beach city. Then we have very big mosques in India. We have a few mosques which were built during the time of the Delhi Sultanate and mosque built during the time of the Mughal Empire. So they are one of the largest mosque, old standing structures. And we have also the concept of Sufi saints. Have you heard about Sufi, this word? Have you
Yes,
heard
ma'am.
of who's
It
a
is famous
Sufi?
in Nigeria, especially in northern part of Nigeria,
Okay, so who is
due
a
to the
Sufi?
Arabic culture.
Yes, who is a Sufi then? Can you please? Because you went to Agra, that's what you shared. So in Agra also we have a dargah. What's the concept of a dargah?
From my own understanding, is Dargah is a kind of place which is separated in the big mosque, especially which are historian uh, to uh, to be given some how can I put it?
Okay, I will
Chara
tell
ke
you.
liye.
I will tell
Yes.
you what is a dargah, and I want you to read about Ajmer Dargah of Chishti, because it is related with Islamic religion. So you will enjoy understanding the relevance of the dargah. Now, what is a dargah? Dargah, India was invaded, we know, by the Turks and the Mughals. So the saints, the holy people who came along with the emperor from Persia, from Afghanistan to India, when they came and they settled, the holy guides, the holy accomplishment people, those people who were with the emperor, with the sultans, with the rulers, they had spread a good feeling of brotherhood. See, whatever religion was practiced in India and the religion that was practiced by people who came from Persia and Afghanistan was different. The cuisine was different, the food was different, the dress style, like Urdu, Persian, Arabic. Indians used to speak Hindi and Sanskrit and Dravidian languages. So, when there was a cultural synthesis between the Afghanistan culture and the Indian culture, Persian culture and the Indian culture, the holy saints who were with the emperors, they had spread the message of universal brotherhood and goodwill. And those saints are known as Sufis in India, and the place where they died and they were finally buried are known as Dargah. So, in your syllabus, you have four topics. One is Vaishno Devi. Vaishno Devi is a pilgrimage site. We worship God in the form of mother. So, Vaishno Devi is a site related to the worship of Mother Goddess. Kamakhya is a site in Guwahati, which is again related with Mother Goddess. Tirupati is a site which is in the southern part of India. This is also related with Hinduism. And last is the Ajmer Dargah of Muhyiddin Chishti, who was a Sufi saint. So these three I will explain to you, but I request you to read about Ajmer Dargah so that when tomorrow we have a discussion, you will get an idea how well we are able to have a synthesis of both uh, Islamic culture as well as Indian Hindu culture in our day to day practice. Even Hindus and the people from other religion also visit the Dargah of Sufi saints in India. So it is a common practice. There is no religious barrier that is associated with the visit of Dargah. So will you read about Ajmer Sharif? Some of you will read. At least on Insta, have a look at it. What is Ajmer Sharif? So that
Yes, ma'am.
we will
I,
take a.
I visited Ajmer and I saw that kind of things.
You have seen that. That's
Yes,
interesting.
yes.
So you can share your experiences also with us. And others, Haruna, Hamza, Sagir, Usman, everyone, please try to read more about Indian pilgrimage and ask me any type of questions. Any you can raise your concerns and your issues, and it's always a pleasure to interact with you all and to help you to understand the dynamics of the culture of this country. So, with this, I end this class. Anything from your side? Any point you would like to share? So now we are left with only two, three classes Thursday, Friday, and Monday. Three more classes are there. Please go through your previous year question papers. Please go through your study material that you have, and we can have a discussion on the last day on Monday on all the very important topics. You can list out those topics where you find that it is really tough to study. So I will help in clarifying your doubts and your concerns. So, one part of the session on Monday will be focused on your queries as well as how to prepare for the examination. And till then, I'll try to cover as many topics as possible. Please go through your study material. So, with this, I end this class. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sani barka da shigowa. Barka.
Yawa da Allah a samu a group.
Na ga group admin din ya ce na ga wannan ni ma ban sani ba yanda nake tambaya na ga yake care sa.
Okay, okay. Godiya wuce.
Ni ma dan ba da cikin group na ce na.
Wallahi ma dinga dan tattauna a group.
Ila ma ya yi dinga dan discussion a junan mu dan na kaga ba
wallahi. Yana da muhimmanci. Thank you so much.
Thank you.